Good morning. It's Rosalie with Can't Wait to Plan. How you guys doing? Oh, I am shaking a bit. Um, okay, so today is I'm participating in the Let's Get Organized hop. Uh, Hop number 11, organized by my friend Karen Yeagle with Yes Please Paper Craft. And so before I forget, please check below for all the links of all this month participant. We do this every month on the last Sunday of the month. And this month theme is, so we pick a different theme to help us organize our craft room, and hopefully by the end of this we'll do a craft room tour. I don't know if I'll be ready, but we'll see. And today's theme is your favorite organization products. And I don't know if they said top five or I can't remember, but I don't know that I can put them into five categories, but I'm not sure I can do like just five. In any case, I'm going to start with this, my shelving system, because that's basically what dictates everything that I picked in terms of organization products in my space. So a while back, this is back, oh my gosh, let's see, 2004, I think, we bought a home in Southern California that has a nice bonus room on top of my two-car garage. Actually, it was a three-car garage, but it was just the bonus room is just on top of the two-car garage part. It was one of those tandem garage, and this was just right after I had retired. So I made it a point to research and set up my sort of dream craft room on top of that huge space, which was something like 20 by 20. And I was so lucky to have that. The only thing was it had a lot of windows and doors, and it was very bright. So I had to worry about sun damage, and we have several walls that I really couldn't put anything there. But in any case, it was really, really nice. And I like bright, so it was great to have all those windows. So I went to IKEA as everybody else, and I picked this beautiful. Now, I knew about the Kalux system. Back then, I think it was called Expedite. But I didn't want that. I want something that I could put shelvings in. I mean, not shelvings, I'm sorry, drawers in instead of just shelves. And I know that the uh, KLOC system now have possibility for shelves, but I like the flexibility of having wider shelving systems instead of just one size, which is basically the KLOX only gives you, as you know, each cube is only about 13 inches square. In any case, so I mosey over to the wardrobe system of IKEA. I checked everything. I checked the Billy bookcase. I checked their dining system. Um, I did not check kitchen because at the time, I don't know, I don't cook. So it was sort of like that would be last on my mind. But kitchen probably would be good. But I didn't want anything custom. I was very impatient. I just want something that I could just buy that day and take it home. After I did some additional research in terms of what I think my needs are, I end up with the system, which is called the PAX wardrobe system from IKEA. They still have it. They no longer have this color, which is a birch color, but they do have white, black, and kind of like a cream color, I think. And so I picked this. And the reason for it is that, first of all, I love the height. The particular one I have here, and I have a whole bunch. I'll show it to you in the craft rooms tour. But they have a 93 inches high, and the other size that they have is a 79, which I didn't pick. I know 93 is super high. I have to get ladders to get on top of here for some of my storage system, but that's okay. I want it because our garage or our home is fortunately is quite high ceiling. So I wanted to utilize every space available because I know the type of crafter I am. I am a hoarder and I love to keep everything. So in any case, the system also comes besides shelvings, like as I mentioned, you have drawers, and it comes in a almost 40 inches wide or half of that, which is 20 inches. And the one you're looking at right now is the 40 inches wide, it's 39 and a half. And they just introduced, I went online to check the current system, and they do have one kind of in the middle of those two, which I believe is a 29-inch wide now. But which is actually not bad at all. That would have been probably useful to have that size back then, but they don't. In any case, and then the depth of it, they do have two depth. One is more like a bookcase style, which is 13 and like well, almost 14 inches deep. But the one I picked is almost 23 inches deep. And the reason I picked that is, as you know, most of our stuff for scrapbooker, because I started out as scrapbooker. I've sort of migrated over to card making and stuff like that now, but I was back then and even now, a scrapbooker at heart. And so most of our stuff is 12 by 12. So the reason I picked the 23-inch deep is I figured that I could put everything that I need to access in the front of the shelvings and so forth, especially the shelvings, because the drawers you can pull all the way out, right? But the shelvings you can't really reach in the back as readily if you have something in the front. But I figure I could put like blank albums and different things that I don't reach for at all, much at all, except maybe once in a great while, maybe once every 6 months. I can put it back there, and then all my stuff that I like, that I reach for in the front. So that gives me a little bit more room because to maximize my wall space. Um, so that's basically why I chose this system. Let me show you real quick a little bit more what it looks like. So back then, they don't have it anymore, but back then they had these beautiful, just like perfect depth for the 23 inches deep, these nylon, I don't know what they're called, storage bins or whatever, but it's really, really nice. It fits, it's deep enough. It's like, I don't know, like 12 inches or a little bit, maybe a little bit higher in size, but the depth is perfect for the system. So I really, really like it. I bought a whole bunch, fortunately. So I think even though I could use a few more, my goal is to, you know, get rid of some of the stuff inside of them because I use them in my garage too. I have the same system for my garage cabinet. So I can try to empty out some of those and use them or do whatever. Some of them is not have nothing to do with scrapbooking. Everything in the garage is more like gift giving and whatever. So I hoping to empty out some of those and take some of those from the garage to be back here. They no longer sell these, but the last time I checked, they had these one right here. The depth is the depth of it is the same, so it's about 23 inches deep. The white one here that you can see. It's not as tall, which I didn't like as much, but still, the depth is the part that's really really hard to find. So I have that as well, and I think right now I can't remember because I haven't take out my Cricut because I wanted to do some Cricut label for these. That's why none of these are label because I wanted to do the vinyl labels, but I haven't open it or figure it out yet. So we'll get to that hopefully before the craft room tour. It's really nice too because the system, just like the old one, where you can fit 3 across really nicely. These ones are you can only put 2 across. You have a little bit of space right here left over, which is okay, and so on. So they're a bit wider. So these are about 13 inches wide. So that what that means though is that if you don't have those and you don't mind it as much, you can go to Staples or whatever and get Xerox box, or buy those Xerox box and things like that. The type size. It's not as deep, but it's okay because you could put stuff behind the Xerox box. In this case, I don't think I did for this one, but these are just a bunch of my card kit from Anna Griffin. And then it leaves you a little bit of space that you can put some stuff there. But for the most part, it fits quite nicely three across. Okay, so in any case, for for this shelving, for this shelf, for instance, this is my like my card making stuff. And for this shelf, it's not as organized and so forth. I ran out of the shelves. I actually did not have these with shelves at all. The one I had with the sliding door, because the guy was telling me that you couldn't use it with the sliding door with the drawer, which was so untrue. So now if I wanted to get more shelvings, I would have to get them in white. So I didn't get any more per se, but I kind of shuffle things around and reuse it. But literally, what I would have done if it was me doing it now, I would have saved some of the top drawers, like maybe the top two, for these type of bins, storage bins, where it's easy for you to pull out even when it's tall, just the whole bin out. And then I would put shelvings all the way down. You know how hard it is, if you don't have these bins, even how hard it is to reach back in the back of the the bottom couple shelves and stuff like that. I would do like our kitchen, and just have pull out drawers for all of them, all the way to the bottom, or maybe at least next to the bottom, and that way everything is accessible. I really do love these drawers. They open a lot more deeper than the not yeah, maybe not, but it's wide enough. You can reach way in the back. The end of it is right here. I don't know if you can see my hands. The end of it is right here. So it's not entirely accessible per se, completely. It's not like one of those kitchen drawer. But can you see how much crap I have here? I mean, this is a heavy drawer. I would recommend that if you were to use this, don't pile up I mean, this is not bad. This is okay. I actually had one of these wide drawers where I fill it with my Happy Planner sticker books. And oh my God, I for sure thought that thing was going to break. I now since have move it to different places, but it was so heavy. And I had to be extra careful every time I open it, which was not a fun thing to do. So this is actually not bad at all. So, when you do the wide drawers, don't load it up as much. This is all my kind of like blank cards and cards that I buy cheap at Hobby Lobby, and therefore you can play with it, cut it out, do different things with it. These are just my a lot of it is Anna Griffin stuff, but also Crafter Companion and Hunky Dory and stuff. Some more card blanks, envelopes and stuff like that, but also a lot of layers, things like cut out mirror cards, and things like that. Different what do you call it? Pre card blanks, but they're not blanks. They've got printed design on them and stuff like that. Again, this drawer is it's quite heavy, but it's not as heavy as the Happy Planner book one. So I'm a weird person. I don't like to open drawers, so I don't like those little cubbies, and like Michael's have a bunch of those where you have to open so many of them. I really like a scanning mode when I look for something. Sometime I know it's a little bit harder because you're looking through a lot more stuff, but I just prefer that than little things. Now I'm going to zoom over and show you the skinnier drawer, the 20 inches or 19 and a half inches. I have a whole bunch of these. I sort of reshuffle them. I used to have all of these. I had like drawers that was one up on top of each other. So I had like 5 of them here instead of just 3. And what I noticed, I mean, what I figure out is that, man, these drawers are really strong, and I really shouldn't be using them for knickknacks like, eyelid and stuff like that. It's such a waste. So I reshuffle everything, and I move all of my, oops, something was stuck here. All of my, what do you call it, paper collection here. So these are sorted in those record sleeve, which I'll show you in a second. But they're awesome. I mean, it's just like, and then you still have a little bit of room because it's 19.5 across or whatever. And that's the outside. So the inside is a little bit smaller, but you can see you still have space here in the back to, not in the back, on the side, to store like your 6x8, coordinating, with the paper collection that you have. I label it on the top so that I can see a little bit clearly from the top, so I don't have to pull them, each of them out. It fits 3 rows of those or anything extra. I think I have some alphas here, and 6x6 fits in there really well too. So that's what I do now, which I absolutely love. So I have 1, 2, 3, I have 8 of these units and 3 shelves each, all filled with paper paper collections. So that's mean that it has ephemera and things like that too. On the top, I have other things, but I wanted to show you what I started with initially. When companies didn't have a collection that was more complete like now, because I've been a scrapbooker forever, and I had stopped scrapbooking for about 13 years, and I only started back last in 2022 really. And even then I'm not really doing much, I'm organizing a lot, but I've always had a whole bunch of these. Now I've moved some of them to a room next door, not across the hall from me, but I've always had those. And in those I used to, collection used to come with just paper, and the ephemera you basically pick up from other manufacturers that just do stickers and things like that. So I buy them and I categorize them by theme, as you can see, kind of like that, and I put them in these binders. Now the reason I mentioned that, let me lean back, so we're going to go to back to the front where I have my stuff. I'm gonna try to not put it on the thing, the camera thing, and see if I can just do it like here for you. So the reason I was showing you that is that I've always liked to organize things where I can see everything at a glance, and I also want things to be a little bit more ready for me to use. Now, I think I will have to put this in a, yeah, maybe not. I like to have them a little bit more ready to use than just like a sticker sheet or whatever it is, because as you know, most of us, we don't use the sticker sheet as it is. You maybe mount them on cardstock, that way you can pop them up on foam dot, make them 3-dimensional and things like that. So I've always had the love for these type of pocketed sheet protectors. And this particular one was the one I've had forever. So of course you use the 8.5 by 11 for certain things, but the 9 pocket baseball card storage thing system I absolutely love. And because it's big enough so that you can put embellishment that's not so small, and but it's small enough so that things don't just fall to the bottom if I were to cut them out already. And I'll show you an example in a second. Now I've gotten them to the point where I have my favorite manufacturer for these. These are from Ultra Pro, and I can get them 100 count for $22, which I don't think is bad. Right now I think Walmart have them for 16. So in case, I just picked these up from Amazon, but just in case you wanted to try them, they're nice and thick, and they're just really nice. I put the green one, I put the size, so whenever I have to fill them up with white paper, just copy paper inside them before I use them, so that way I can fill up both sides and I don't see the the image behind it. I use this green, so I know that's the master. Okay, so that's not bad. Now I've since the other size I used to use a lot, and they don't make them anymore. I think the company went kaput. Is this one? It's called Century Plastics, and it is so awesome. It is a true 4x6 image. I mean, pockets, where I cannot find them anymore. I cannot find a true 4x6 unless they're kind of wonky or whatever. But this is just so good. It's a little bit bigger than it's a little bit wider than the standard one that's you know, but it still fit in the standard binder. I love this. So if any of you know, because some of the stuff on Amazon, I say it's for 4x6, but you know, because I wanted to store some of the project life cards and things like that, and so I know they're not 4x6, but when I order it, it's like 3 and 7/5 by 5.75 or something like that. It's definitely was not 4x6. So that's the two size I was using a lot back then. So now since I came back, I found that with all the stuff that company makes, I needed more different type of pocketed sheet protectors. So my second favorite thing that I use the most, actually probably similar to this one, is this size. Oops, I have them by different size pocket. So that one, the 9, if you only get two size, get that one and this one. This one is the 4 pocket one, and it is from BCW. They are 100 counts is $20, so they're 20 cents each. It's not cheap, but really, really helps. And so I get that from Amazon as well. And then some of the other size you definitely don't need, but I do love this one. This is only have 6 instead of 9. But you know how sometimes you have images and things that are skinny, but they're not wide. So the wide one, I would use the 4 pocket one, but this is very useful as well. And 100 count is just $18. And then I do use the 2 pocket one. They store 5 1/4, 50 counts is just $15. They have this size that I use every so often for something long, like a sticker sheet or whatever, for my collection pockets. And this one I don't use at all. I really don't like it. I don't like it when things are open from the side. I think for you to store these things, whether you store them in bins, which is what I do now for the most part, as well as binders, having these that open from the side, things just spill out. It's really annoying. So I like it much more when it's just from the top. This one is on the side all the way. Even this one is on the side. It's just, I still have some of these. I don't use it at all. This one is from the top, but because the window is so big, it's useful for some of all the American craft sticker sheets, sticker books, those type of thing, ephemera, tend to fit these pockets, and that's a good one for me to use in my collection folder, because it can keep those vertical heights in mind. And then just recently, like last month, I bought this one. I didn't know. I just bought 20 of them just to see if there's anything I could use for it. I haven't done anything with it, but I figure I'd just mention it to you. So that's what these are. They come kind of like this. So in case you wanted to see, that's the package of 100. This is the Ultra Pro, for the one I really, really like. They have cheaper ones, but I've tried some of them. Oh my God, they're just not very good at all. The pocket rips and so on. Okay, so so let me share with you. I think I did this recently on a crafty haul. This is a what do you call these? I can't remember. They're kind of like a die cut booklet. They come with like 20 sheets of paper or something, 18 sheets of paper, and they're gorgeous. They just have, you have to die cut it yourself, but they have images like this, and the back of it is exactly the same, but it's the opposite position. So You know, it's so if you need the girl to face a certain way, you have them both. And I actually love the fact that they put the back. I didn't realize how how much easier, is that right? How much easier it is to cut when the background is dark like this and you still have a white line across. So this I love because it's also easy, but this is so much easier. So since you have 2 sheets of each, I already cut out the first set, the you know, the 1 sheet for this collection. So these I would put back in. So when I have these in my little bin for to cut and, you know, kind of project on the go type thing, I always take these things with me. I have them just in a 8.5 by 11 sheet protector like this to take with me. And I have a little craft thing, but when I put them back into the collection, these would fit the 6 by 12 pockets that I get. So, which I'm sure you've seen. So, for me, maybe some of you is different, but for me, seeing a sheet like this is useless. I would just put it back, put it away. I wouldn't sit there and cut it while I'm in the middle of scrapbooking or card making or whatever. It just very, I love to fussy cut, but seeing a sheet like this or like this is just so confusing for me. I can't, when it's this busy, I can't seem to see any of the images. Still coughing. So I cut them all out. And here I kind of coupled them. Here, it's not glaring. And I sort of, you see how useful these 9 pockets is and so forth. So, and then I can fill the back as well when it's not too lumpy. When it's too lumpy, sometimes I just use the front. And then you have more of these. What I usually do is these stuff on the pocket on the top tend to be a little bit more easy for things to fall out. So I would never put something like this on the top pocket because there's just so many and they're small, so they're easier to fall out. So I'm just explaining. I think I didn't mention it. So the Pax organization is my first favorite organization product. The sheet protectors, pocketed sheet protectors, my second favorite. Okay, so that's that with that, and here's some here, and then here's how I use the 6 pocket one, where is the width is the same as this one, but it's just taller. And you see how these girls, they would just stick out. I used to do that. I used to stick them out of the 9 pocket one, and it was just getting ruined, or sometimes they fall out and things like that. So I love using this, although I don't need it as often. And then here's some of the things that are just too fat to fit into the 6 pocket or the 9 pocket, and I put them here in the 4 pocket. Love, love, love these. I don't think I could work without them. And I know that they're not inexpensive, but for me, they're like so worth it. And I'm sure you already know, I didn't even, so this is the 6 by 12 I was talking about. I actually purchased I didn't even put the price down, I forgot. I think I purchased the 4mm. They have them both in 3mm, 4mm, 2mm, and I've tried them. I ordered some from each size, and I never did order 2 because I think that's way too thin. But between the 3 and the 4, I picked the 4. It is a little bit more money, but it's worth it for me to get. The only thing I don't like, it has this huge, can you see? This before, where they actually seal the bottom, they had this huge piece of plastic there that I did trim it out here. It's about at least double that amount, which bugs me because it's just, I don't know, it just bugs me. So I trim it with a scissors or whatever. But if any of you know, I used to get these and they came flush, so it just end with the sealing part, and there's no plastic or anything, no extra bits at the bottom, which I absolutely love. So I can't find it anymore. And then my so all these kind of plastic protectors, I lump them into my second categories. I love these. Again, these are from a company called Square Deals, but I ordered these from um, Amazon. These are 100 counts is $30. If you buy them, that's 4 mils, 4 milliliter thick. I think it say that right there, 4 millimeter thick. If you buy them 3 mil, it's I think it's yeah, it's 100 for $25. So it is a bit lower, but I I really wanted the 4 millimeter, so I didn't like the 3 millimeter as much, because if you shove a lot of stuff inside one of these, just like the way I have this one, this is Summer from Cartabella, and I got a crap load of stuff in here. You know, see, you can tell that I have two collection, a lot of extra papers. I even have the what do you call it, the solid paper pack in there, and then I have all the stickers. I have, see how you can see how I do these. I use the 5¼ 5x7 pockets, and I put the ephemera like that, so that way I can it doesn't shove all the way to the bottom, because in the beginning I did that. I just lined them up nicely in the bottom, but then they were taking so much more storage space, and when I start doing this, they make them smaller, and then I just put the the other stuff in the back here, and even the sticker book. Now I could put the sticker book outside with the 4x6 6x8 whatchamacallit, paper pads, but I decided just to put it there. Okay, so anyway, this is hard to do. That's why I probably should have put them back onto the pot, but there's some bigger stuff coming, so I didn't want to I think I had to back up a little bit in order for you to see stuff. So I did that. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother trying to put it back in. Just gonna put it. Okay, so that's my second favorite organization stuff. And let me show you, since I'm talking about paper collection, paper pads and stuff, let me show you one thing that I absolutely love about this one. Actually, I have two things that's a little bit where did I put the other one? Okay, so I'm sure all of you know about this, but it doesn't matter. It's still my favorite, so I have to talk about it, and this is where I have to back up a little bit. These amazing 12-inch wide, they're 13-inch wide, you can see, and they come in small, medium, large, and now they just introduced an extra large, and it's just $1 difference. So it's like it started with $6 for the small and go to 7, 8, and this one is 9. Okay, and they are so great because for Kallax, for anything, for the Kallax system, they fit perfectly, right? You maximize the use of this, but your paper pad goes in there perfectly. Your 12x12, your paper collection goes in here perfectly. Your blank paper, not blank paper, but loose paper comes in here perfectly. This is where I store a lot of my blank pattern paper now. I just kind of redid my flip bin. So anyway, they're wonderful and they're sturdy. I'm sorry, but I just don't like the Total Tiffany paper one. This is really nice. They stand on its own. They're just amazing. I absolutely cannot live without them. And I love this extra large one. It fits 8.5 by 11, or let me see if I can show you. It fits these perfectly, you see. So if you wanted to store anything that way, this fits in the Kallax system as well. It is a little bit deeper, so it's 15-inch deep, but that's okay, right? Because if you stick out at the back a little bit, that's okay. But you can put it, and it's 10 inches high or whatever, and it's translucent. You can put stuff if you're a visual person and you want to see your stuff instead of using those bins that at Ikea that that comes that they sell that goes with the Kallax. These allow you to put not embellishment even, but bigger stuff, you know, and but you can see it because once you remove this, you can see everything. Okay, so that's I love this, have tons of it, use it all the time. Now, talking about paper and so on, if you have paper pads or even your paper collection store vertically, which is the better way to do it so you can pull it in and out without bothering the other one, you're going to need something like this, which is basically, I love this so much. It is very hard to find because I always forget what it's called. I finally wrote it down, and I'm going to make a little sticker so that I can label it, but it's called solid let's see, sorry, a solid shelf book support. Okay, so it comes in white and stainless steel. It's meant to hook onto your Alpha shelving system, but it doesn't, you don't need to, because you see how you hook it like that on the picture. It's like that. There's two of them in there. That's why you see both, but it just have that hook, and it just clamp onto the shelves on the bottom of what you have, and it will keep and it's so strong, it will keep everything standing. So I have and you'll see that in the paper in the craft room tour, I have all my paper pads stored across a 13-inch cube, a bunch of them, and in the middle they were sagging everywhere. In the middle of that shelf of that cube, I have one of these in there. So these are, unfortunately, they're stainless steel, so they're expensive. There's $22, but you get two, and sometimes they're on sale. I think the last time I bought it, it was $17 for two. And you could find, I'm sure you can find others in Amazon and stuff. I just like it so much, I didn't even bother with other things. So in any case, okay, so that. And then speaking of the container store, I do have one new things that I bought recently, and I thought I was gonna do it in a crafty haul, but I never did. As you may or may not know, I had become very fond of Hunky Dory recently, and I had to find, you know, and they're the weird, whatchamacallit, weird A4, is it A4 or, I think so, yeah, A4 size, in England. They're an England company. And so storing their card collection, I plan to use them for cards, but also for scrapbooking. They're beautiful, beautiful, you know, whatever, toppers and papers and stuff like that. So I found this, I'm sure you can find them anywhere, these file folder, I don't even know what they're called. What are they called? Oversized reusable dry erase pocket, and they're like 11, what are they, 10 by 14. And I found this company, it's called Suni, where they sell 50 of them in just black. I don't want different colors. Some of the larger pack come with different colors, which I don't want. I just want black, and they were just $30. It was awesome. If any of these, I don't know if I'll have time to put links in the description box, because I'm way late today. Today is Saturday, which is a day before we have to post. So I don't think I will be able to do that. But all it did was it came with a little tab, a funny tab of fabric here, black fabric that's about the size of this, and it's silk or whatever, polyester, and it's labeled Suni. So all I did was I just cut it off with my fabric scissors, so to make it clean. And I love these because I just use my label maker, and I stick the thing on there, and they fit perfectly in here. So I don't like, as you know, our paper is not rounded corner, so I don't like anything that's rounded corner. So I found this unit. This is the extra large version. It is called the Chancellor Basket, and the size is 15 by 11 by 10. 15 this way, 11 this way, and 10 high. It is so perfect, as you can see what I just pull out there. And they do have XXL is bigger but lower on the height, and they have small and everything else. Go take a look at the Container Store. Love this. It's just a beautiful white thing. So I have all my hunky dory stuff in there, and that's what it is. Okay, so I'm not even gonna bother talking about that. Okay, so let me move this. Okay, so now, so that's, what is that? Basket and stuff. That's, I think that's my third favorite stuff, right? So these are come in the same categories as the plastic sheet protectors type thing, and these are all the containers and so on. Okay, now container for big stuff. Now let's talk about the next thing that was kind of that I was tackling, which was kind of shown in a let's get organized hop a while back, but now it's slightly updated. So in that video, and I don't know that I'll remember to put it underneath, but I will try, okay, to in that die storage and stamp storage or whatever it is. In the back then, I buy a lot of Anna Griffin dies, and Anna Griffin's stuff tend to be dies and things tend to be much larger than most other companies' dies. So most of them are like they're huge. Okay, so they take a full 8.5 by 11. I just buy chipboard, nice chipboard, and I buy the Marietta Magnetic, which I know you know, 8.5 by 11 with the, if you have adhesive on them, they're $40 for 25 counts, and these are 20 millimeter. And if they don't have adhesive, you only save a couple bucks. Yeah. So I buy mostly those. Then I got into one time they were out of stock, but I also noticed that when I completely filled up a sheet like this with my chipboard, sometime as you use them, the corner kind of go up like that. It's not a great, like a really great seal, and I didn't want to add, like additional glue to it or anything like that. So I decided to try the 8 by 10, which I think is really nice, because just like anything else, if it's not at a corner, then it doesn't peel up as much. You see, it doesn't peel up at all. And for the smaller dies, that's what I do now. Okay, so I tried a couple of different brand. The first one I tried was this one, because I heard people talking about it, and it was one of those that pop up first, because I guess there's a sponsor seller. And the 8 by 10 25 pack with adhesive, and they were quite a bit. I think this was $30. Yeah, $30 for 30 or even 35 for 25 counts. Okay, so the next time I bought it, when I ran out of it, I tried this one. I was like, okay, it's much cheaper, so I wonder if it's any good. And it's called Best Craft, and this is the one. It's basically, you get the 25 counts with adhesive for $23. So yeah, I think this was 35, the Craftopia. So I really like the price when it came. It was exactly the same. It is 20 millimeter and so on. So I love that. And then I started organizing. I really didn't start organizing my smaller dies at all. So I started the project for the smaller dies, especially when we did the Let's Get Organized hop for die storage and things. And so let me put these over here. So I had to start looking at containers, I mean, not containers, sheet protectors for the dies. Some of the dies set, I like to keep them together with the stamp that it came with. And I thought maybe I'll consolidate them onto a bigger piece, which I really do like, but I was running out of the space in my what do you call those, file cabinets where I store the larger dies anyway. So I say, okay, I'm not going to consolidate. I'm going to find smaller protectors to use with it. So I found this one, which I absolutely love. It is a sheet protector. It comes with holes. It's 5.5 by 8.5. Perfect. 200 counts for $17, which is like super cheap. This is the box that it came in. I just cut it out just to show you. So this is how it came, like that, right? But it's so nice because all I have to do is trim it with a paper trimmer, just outside of those perforated, and now it doesn't have that annoying thing before we store it in our die storage system, right? And so these were perfect to use. Most of the dies, I thought maybe the best thing to do is just take the 8.5 by 11, cut it in half, because that would be 5.5, right? And by 8.5, which is exactly what this size is. But when I tried it, it was just very tight. Especially if I have stamp in it, it was so tight to put this in and to pull this in and out. So since I had the 8 by 10, I cut those. See, I cut those out instead, and that was so much better. It, like it has a lot of room on the side for you to put it in and out and pull it in and out and stuff like that, and so forth. Another thing that I did was I figured, okay, these are, I really don't, with the way this is stored, I really don't need it to be adhesive. Maybe there's not cheaper, but better not to have to worry about that thing peeling in the back. So instead of using that, I order one that didn't have it, but I ordered a little bit thicker, like the 20 instead of 20 millimeter thick, I ordered 30 millimeter thick. It was super expensive, and I can tell you that there's really no difference because this is so tiny, so small. So it really doesn't need the thickness at all. So don't waste your money on that. And so on, just in case you were wondering and kind of a an anal person like me. Okay, so this is the way I have some of my stuff here with the beautiful things in the back, right? But not everything fit in that size. Some of the system comes with stamp set that just won't fit in there and so forth. Like a lot of the diamond press, it comes with 2 sets of stamps, and the width of that doesn't fit. So I found one that is came with a little bit of a, let me move this, sorry about that. Let me move this so I can use the black background. It came with a little flap like that. It's from Max Tech, and for 50 counts, it's just $12, and it's a 6 and 7. What is that? 6.75 inches by 9.5, which is perfect for a lot of things. And then I use in this pocket, I do cut out the 8.5 by 11 and put it in there. It just fit a little bit better than the other one, and most of them come with a few more dies anyway, so I like that better. Okay. And then I started, some of the kit was much bigger, some of the diamond press, crafter companion, whatever. And I found that because they came with stamps as well, some of them even with stencils and embossing folders and everything else, and I was hoping to store everything together. I found that I do have a need to get some protectors that are 8.5 by 11. Now, I threw that down here. Now I have this, I have a bunch of these sheet protectors that I have tons. I mean, like probably at least 1,000 of these because I really didn't like them. So I think I inherited from my mom, or I don't remember. Yeah, I'm quite sure. But I don't use them because I don't like that it's supposed to be non-glaring, but it's not clear. I like clear plastic. That's just, I don't like this fuzzy looking one. So I said, okay, maybe I try to cut the strip, the whole punch thing off, and that's 8.5 by 11, so I can use it to store this. And with those kind of pocket, I do use the 8 by 10 die storage there, but it was so thin, it was not strong enough And with the stamps, with the die, with the magnet sheet, sometime embossing folder too, or whatever, it just feels so flimsy. So I went online and oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I don't even know how I came up with this. I didn't even type in no holes or anything. I didn't even think they come with it. But Sam Seal again came up. I mean, it came up and they have these sheet protectors. They even have it for 11 by 17 too, with no holes. And I got a 50 count for $14, and they're so nice and strong. Oh my gosh. I haven't had to buy new sheet protectors, the one with holes, for a long time, the 8.5 by 11, but they do have the same quality, same thickness with holes. If I ever need to buy them again, because I still have so many, I will get this one because it's really nice. I don't like anything that's flimsy because, you know, you just pay for it later where it falls apart. Okay, so I absolutely love that. So that's my fourth things that I love with like dies and to help me magnet sheet to help me store my sheet protectors. And if before I forget, all these things, that's my fifth favorite thing, is my super old P-Touch 1950 Brother P-Touch label maker. It's still working. The plug, it works both on battery as well as plugged in, and my brother's plugged fell apart. It broke, kind of, you know how it bent. I bent it too much and whatever. So I bought a generic replacer. It works perfectly. So when I use it, I use that. I do use a generic, I don't know what these are called, replacement tapes. These are just half-inch black on white, and from a company called Label Life. For a little bit there last year, I was having all kind of trouble. A lot of their tape, I would put it in, use it for maybe a couple of different labeling, and then it misfeed somehow, and it was all weird, and I had to pull it out, and so they replaced it. But so far this year, to late last year to this year, I have no problem at all. It's only $16. I used to pay $20, but right now I just checked online. It's just $16 for 6 of them, whereas the actual Brothers P-Touch label replacement label is about $18 to $22 each. So for the price of one of those, I can buy 6 of these. So I'm sorry, brother, but I have to go with that. Okay, so that's my fifth favorite one. And then, as you know, and you've seen my embellishment storage system, video hop a little while back. I have lots of different small stuff, small embellishment, small jewelry stuff, as most of us do, that I use and store in these. I absolutely adore, first of all, the Dollar Tree bins in white. This basket. I don't love, the size I use the most is this one. I don't love the one, they only have in 2 colors, blue and white. Sometimes the whites sell out, so you have to kind of look for them, but I don't like the blue, so I look for these, and I have a lot of these. They sell them in package of 2 for these, 3 for these, and 3 for these, or something like that, for $1.25. Just a great deal. And you know, they're not very strong, so if you put stuff that kind of press against it, sometimes they get distorted. Just get new ones. And then they also have these, just, I think they're absolutely perfect size of for cabochon, for charms, and stuff like that. And that's also from Dollar Tree. Last year they had a package of 10 of these with these white top for $1 to $1.25. I don't know. I haven't had a need to buy any more recently, so I don't know. I haven't been to Dollar Tree at all this whole 2023. Can you freaking believe that? Anyway, so I don't know how they sold, but the last time I went there, I saw that they had a much smaller package size. I think it was 6 or something like that for the price, but they still have this. So maybe the leftover of this, but they're going to the 6 package size because, you know, they don't want to increase the price. They just want to get more money from us. So anyway, I'm glad I didn't need it as much, but I just want to show you how versatile these one is. You know, these things that I haven't even opened that you get from Michael's, you know, during Christmas for so cheap. Look how well they fit in there and so forth. And then speaking of Michael, I found these jars that they sell. Most of the time, if you want a package of, I think it is a package of 12 or something like that, they go for like, I think they're about $1 each, maybe $1.50. I can't remember because I bought a case or a package of 12. I love them. They're great. I like the square size of things. I don't like anything round. But they fit a lot of the larger bead collection I have. They fit my alphabet chipboard alphabet set that is thick and doesn't fit in anything else and stuff like that. And they're really, really nice. They still fit nicely in here, or I can't remember, but maybe I used something else. I don't remember. And then the last thing that comes into the categories of small embellishment, as you all know and love, the Harbor Freight system, which used to go for $5-6. I think they're higher now, but they come with 20 different of a smaller size of these inside box, but they're so cute and they're just perfect for, look how cute these little purse charm is. I used to sell these interchangeable purse, and those are the charm we had to hook onto wine glasses and so forth. So anyway, I still love them, and they are perfect for many of the smaller embellishment and charms and things that we all have, like eyelids and things like that too. So that is, oh my gosh, I thought this would be a little bit shorter, but anyway, I hope I didn't make you all dizzy because I was holding on to the camera the whole time. But I hope you get some great ideas from it. Be sure to check out the list below for all the other participants, because I am sure you're going to get some wisdom from things that we have tried ourselves, and maybe learn from our mistakes, or learn from what we or our success, right? Okay, if you love this and love the video, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to my goal of 1,000 subscriber sooner than later, as well as like or share with other crafty friends. I wish you a wonderful weekend, and we will see you soon. Bye.